majorly for everybody watching, listening to me is you can chase clout to any level.
Hello viewers, it's the super duper exciting episode of the Lighthouse Convos. And you know how we're doing it here. We're bringing you the best of the best, scintillating, entertaining, educative event programs, topics, and we've been having this lockdown. My name is Emmanuel, and as always, we have Lola, the troublemaker, on our set.
Calling you a troublemaker?
Yeah, troublemaker, I'll call
Takes
her.
one to know one.
What do you think? What do you have to say?
Takes
about
one
that?
to know one. That's all I will say.
I am not a troublemaker. And the audience can justify.
We'll
that,
see. We'll see.
Right?
Should I say my mind? Like, should I say what's together right now? So when I got in here, I mean, I know you're ready before today, so I'm meeting up for the first time, and to be very honest, very calm. So
she's not calm.
But wait, I'm going somewhere.
Look at her. She has an alibi now.
So to show some other part, like, okay.
This is cast.
She's not calm anything. And I keep saying this. She's the terrorist among the entire team.
I want to agree.
She's a calm terrorist.
I'm getting free PR for being a terrorist. Okay, no problem.
And we don't mean it the other way. But she's been terrorizing.
Even though we mean it the other way, what will happen?
Okay, what a nice way to start. And without further ado, I think we have one of the best superstars within the Nollywood industry. And Akeem is with us today. Hi, Akeem. What's up? What's up?
I'm good. I'm doing so great, and it's so good to be here, to be honest. I love you guys already.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
So, before today, I said to myself that podcasts, conversations, and not. So when you come for podcast, you're like, no, don't worry, I don't want to tell you what I know in my head. But I'm happy to be here to say as much as I know. And
so what do we have, Lola?
Formal introduction. Yes, so we're talking today about social media, specifically social media and your influence or how you project yourself on social media.
Yeah, let me reword it. It's clout chasing and social media. How far is too far?
How far is too far?
How far is too
Too
far?
far, yeah.
You've been in the entertainment industry for quite a while, right? So without wanting to start reading all your profile and portfolio, I know you're a top model within the Nigerian space because of the brands that you've worked with in the past, and the ones that are currently in the pipeline. And you're also fully an actor. Operating within the Nollywood space, and hopefully you will be in Hollywood as well.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
That's the aspiration.
Definitely.
My question is, what is the issue with wanting to trend that is prevalent within the industry?
Okay, so to start with, cloud chasing.
Okay.
Cloud chasing. Come on, what is cloud? Power, influence.
Yes, influence. Yeah.
Authority, whether legal or illegal, but authority. Is not a terrible thing to chase cloud. To be honest.
Really?
It is not a terrible thing to chase cloud.
Okay.
Especially if you are in the media space, if you are where you have to have two lives.
Okay.
You have your real self as Akeem Ogara. I also have myself as Akeem Ogara, the entertainer.
Okay.
If you get what I mean. There are several reasons people chase cloud. But my first point majorly for everybody watching and listening to me is you can chase cloud to any level, but don't lose yourself.
Okay.
Because even if you lose yourself, it won't be sustainable.
Exactly.
The reasons people chase cloud is not you see how you want to achieve something great, but you cannot afford it. Maybe by finance base, or maybe by influence reasons, or maybe by intellectual reasons. You know, to bring the topic more grounded, what am I trying to say? People chase clout majorly for fame, for popularity.
Yeah.
Why do they want to be popular? I saw this microphone, right? If I want to go into the market, what am I supposed to do? Call the PR people, pay influencers, do promotions, and get this mic into the market.
Into the markets, that's right.
If it's a film, I just shot a film now. I could bring the film out, pay influencers, pay bloggers to put it out. If I cannot afford that, mind you, there's something in my head already. That's the content I'm trying to bring out, right?
Yeah.
Now I have to pay people like you, to talk about my film in your show.
Okay.
Pay influencers, pay promoters to do that for me. If I cannot afford that, the quickest and easiest way to go about it is to chase clout.
Right. So it's kind of like a shortcut.
It's a shortcut, and everything shortcut clearly may not always go. They may go fine at that time, but it may not be sustainable.
And I ask again, at what detriment? Okay, Akeem, so basically, sometimes we've seen people fake their own death just to
Right.
promote their project.
But did they die?
Well,
And the most recent
a
one,
fake
I'm laughing. I'm basically, literally.
so-
Akeem, hold on. So, Akeem,
so
hold on.
You faked your death, right?
Yes.
But you did not die.
Akeem, hold on.
So continue.
What is the
I think I see where
justification?
you're going.
Okay, so I'm coming to that. So you fake your own death, and there is alarm within the society, people sympathizing with family members. Don't you think that is taking it to the extreme, especially for that artist, and yet the artist did not blow in our local palace?
I mean, okay.
No, for me, it's annoying for you to play on the emotions of the society.
So you can say it's annoying, and again, to be honest, as Akeem Ogara, particularly speaking, I don't chase clout.
Okay.
And that's totally because I just really feel like if you have like a great content, you may not have to chase clout. You know, you see that the fame, the clout you want will chase you. You don't have to chase it.
Okay.
It will come. You attract it.
Makes
You
sense.
understand?
Makes
So
sense.
it's about. So it's just about. You want something, you cannot get it, and going for it. It's sort of just arranging it. You know how they say you don't chase money.
Yeah.
You just arrange values and money will
value
chase
and
you.
money comes to you.
You understand? So if you're always chasing money, every deal you want your percent, every deal you want your 10%.
Oh, I see what you did there.
No,
I see
but
what you did there.
arrange the values, you know, and for this same person, when he was really giving out the values, he was making the money. But now that you're not giving out so much values, you will still want that kind of money. So what do? You chase clout. Chase clout everywhere, you're everywhere. So again, back to the debt situation. In my opinion, I would not do that. But if you're okay, so you made a good music, you shot a video for it. It did not trend. Baba, you probably borrowed money for that same music video
Right.
you did.
Yeah, sure.
You can't look and say at this point, what are you doing?
What are you-
You're not even making
Whoa.
the money. Maybe
And you're
that's
going to
maybe-
run into
you
debt,
understand,
you know,
but
with
now that
time
I'm
and
dead,
so-
and people go to my page, they can say, what does he even do safe?
Exactly.
From there, okay, random people start to follow you and probably watch your content. But again, like you said, at what detriment? And I keep saying that my own is don't lose yourself.
I wouldn't say detriment. It's not really black and white. So
Right.
let me give an example. Recently on Instagram, I saw a post where somebody was advertising makeup services, right? But she used a funeral poster. Everybody was like, bro, this lady's dead. R.I.P. They were typing R.I.P. And someone said, oh, she's not dead. This is the makeup poster. Like, they actually read the words. Now, I thought it was a brilliant marketing strategy because people were now talking about her going to her page and seeing, but if she had just done one normal thing, they would just go another makeup artist. But she used a funeral poster, like put her picture there in black and white. So it was like she had died.
It will not go. And to be honest,
well, this person is not actually dead.
And and I kind of feel like everybody clout chases. If in my opinion, take for example now, if we fight in this room, if you don't write it down, at a particular podcast they fought, it's not selling.
No, it's not selling. No.
But just write it there that somebody killed somebody on the somebody had an argument on the podcast and he killed somebody. They want to know who did what. By opening the story, I don't think that be like that. So again...
Or it could have been killed figuratively.
Do you understand? So I do not... Maybe because I'm an entertainer, even though I don't subscribe to it, but I do not think it's such a bad thing.
For me, I think it is. Because again, we have ethics, we have preservation. We need to preserve the society. Not just for today, but for the future generations that are growing. And we must encourage people to do things within the ambit of the law.
So speaking to your point, and if I may cut in, it's not illegal.
We're not saying
it's not illegal.
It's not illegal because you're talking of law now.
You cannot. So take for instance, do you think that the police would have gone for the person? We don't want to mention names on the podcast, right? Sure. Do you think that the police would have been able to go for the person who faked his death at the end of the day?
No.
And he would have been arrested?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe we would call a legal person to
because
what was the crime? There was no crime.
There was no crime.
Exactly.
I announced that I'm
dead. Do you also feel how
I was joking?
Yes. No, you can say it's a prank.
The first thing is the person didn't even accept that it was a prank. Why? Because again, you see the backlash, the negative backlash that came with that, right? And how disappointing legends within the music industry, especially in Nigeria, felt when they heard that news. And even MI had to rap in one of his. So there was a rap for that for the artist, right? And he came up with all sort of stories that he could have been dead, and still trying to sustain that because first of all,
but what you're saying has proved the point because now we're talking about it.
Which is exactly what he was aiming to achieve. The reason why we're talking about it is to draw people's attention to say there should be a limit. Even if you're clout chasing, there should be a red line you must not cross.
Wait. So do we put limits on pranks?
Hold on. And for me, I think that it is absolutely wrong for you to clout chase, and that is my position, right? That is my position. That it is absolutely wrong for you to clout chase.
I think we should.
And we should, yes, because again, the society we find ourselves. Sorry, Alola.
Sure.
The society we find ourselves now. It's all about the ephemeral things. People wanting to become famous for no substance, right? And it basically alludes to the saying which says the empty drums are the ones making the loudest noise, right? Let's bring it home. In your argument, you basically said that if you have substance, that money will chase you.
Right.
If you're creating value, you don't need clout chase.
You don't need.
During the Yuletide season, 2 movies came out. One, there were major ad campaigns for. The other basically just dropped. Not too much noise about the movie. And then people watched, and then it caught fire. Right? I'm not saying that both movies did not do. As a matter of fact, the one that had heavy promotion even did better in the cinema. Right? But the other one caught the attention of viewers on the streaming platform, that they then became the promoters of that movie
By themselves.
by themselves. So, which speaks to my point, which is that having substance, taking time to create value, would naturally attract net promoters
I agree
for
with
that
you, absolutely.
product,
I agree
for
with
that skill set
Okay.
and stuff, right? So cloud chasing should never, in my opinion, be the way forward. And I think that if you have substance, people would basically sit down, patronize you if you have a skill, patronize you if you're selling products and your service delivery is top notch, or do business with you, or watch your movies. You are influencer with a substance, and we can mention. We're going to get into that, right? But that is my point, honestly. That cloud chasing should never be, because the cloud chasing we're referring to are just people using gimmicks to manipulate the society,
Yeah.
manipulate the society
Yeah.
to get what they want. Is that the kind of society that we want to live in? Is that the kind of society we want to live for our unborn children? Come on, it shouldn't be.
So the truth is, there is a right way and there is a fast way, and then there's also a right and fast way.
Okay.
And in this case, I think Akeem said something about the levels to which you can cloud chase. So it's not really someone is cloud chasing or not. There can be different levels to it.
Yeah.
So there could be someone who is interested in being ethical but still says, okay,
Yeah.
you know what, let me push this a little bit, let me create a bit of. We've seen it in so many places.
It
They
has
create a
worked,
bit
yeah.
of controversy. There was
Yeah.
one couple one time that pretended that their marriage was going crashing, and everybody jumped on it,
nothing
and
happened,
then
yeah.
nothing happened. But they promoted their film,
And it worked.
And it
some
worked.
some other people also,
And they are still married.
put on the internet that
Yep.
they are getting married.
Yes.
Meanwhile, they are getting married in the film.
Exactly.
You know, so
In fact, that's a
so
common-
would you tell me that is a terrible clutch? It's not. It's not terrible.
Because people will definitely talk, and you
Yeah.
want them talking.
Yes,
That's the
there's
point.
this person. What's her name again? Cider something.
Cider Budge.
You know, so I love something about her.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
So she's constantly saying things that she would not do to her real self. I tell you for free, there is no human being who thinks that way.
Okay.
All of these, I want a man that has. You see why it's funny. All of the ladies who go and say, I want did your man buy you a car? So I you like so man no buy you car, carry you come out to the craze. Man no buy you house to sleep with you the craze.
I think last week somebody says if you cannot afford give her over $1 million naira plus, you
Yeah.
shouldn't even be coming close. to
Coming
her.
close, but should I shock you? I tell you for free, that same person has a guy or has had a guy in her life that she's only giving money to. Do you understand?
You know,
so
these are the issues.
so that is at that point she's separating herself from what she's dishing out.
Yes.
But I mean, from your argument,
Yes.
holistically for the society might not be what we need at the time. We need something more genuine, something more productive, informative. But I get that part.
Yeah.
But again, see, the society cannot thrive on things that are right or looks good alone. Let's be honest. Like everything has to come. It is when everything comes you know how to sieve. And
Yes,
so
you sieve.
this and that.
Exactly.
Even and it's happening. It's happening everywhere. It's not just Nigeria. Like
Yeah.
it's happening everywhere. So you know when you especially in entertainment, because you have to force people to consume what you create.
What you create, exactly.
You know, so in trying to force them, things will come to it. I see podcasts, I see people saying stuff on social media. Their followings are growing, all of those things. Take for example again VDM. You know, as much as you can see in what he's doing that, you know, he cloud chases. But I tell you for free, I'm somebody who can donate money to VDM's cause.
Okay.
Because I'm able to separate his process, his procedures,
Okay.
the ways he wants to get to the public or get his information to the public from the actual thing. What is the actual thing? That guy, in my opinion, is doing a very huge thing I couldn't do. I'm not sure I've never had to be arrested or slept in the cell for fighting for a cause.
For a cause.
Which
okay.
everybody naturally, before you die, I tell you for free, you must fight for something or fight for somebody. Fight for yourself alone is not enough. So there's somebody there who has traveled, spent his own money, slept in the cell because he's trying to make something real. I know how many people that guy, that very dark man, I know how many people he has saved. In fact, as I speak to you right now, the fear of very dark man is so big that people, you can actually threaten people on social media to say, I go report a very dark man though, and somebody who's owing you pay back. So why not, I'm telling you, so why not focus on that positive side, as to how he'll go about it. He's going somewhere. Look at that Falana, the Falanos case. I'm a very big fan of the Falanos anyway. Yeah. But look at how he went about it. Where he's going to is clear. But he needs to drag people along so that the case will be broad. Exactly. He doesn't care about Falana. He knows Falana does not have anything to do with Bobrisky. He knows Faz not doing anything with Bobrisky. He knows. But he wanted it to be thick. To be heavy, so bring them on board, and he's enjoying the traffic.
Yes, and there was huge traffic. Is clear. Yes.
Akeem, I get your point, but I insist. Right?
Yeah, but it's okay. It's
okay. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah, but again,
we can
for me, I think that we.
It's
not even okay.
Okay. It's fine.
To all take in the same direction.
Yes, of course.
I think it's a problem if we're thinking alike.
Yeah, so let's take it this way. Cider Budge.
Well, that's the name. So I keep saying cider. Oh, Cider Budge.
Yeah.
I remember the
Cider Budge says all of these things. Chasing clouds. Sorry, I wouldn't say says all of these things online, right? And these things by moral standard, again, which is my point, right? By all moral standards, these statements or utterances ought not to be in the public space. Why? Because the public space is a space where you have both the kids, adults, and the aged. What happens is that kids will now begin to model their life after people like this. Right? Others will start twerking online. Right. And if you go on TikTok, it's amazing the kind of contents that are currently there. And this information is being consumed on a constant or on a you understand me? So my point is, I still believe that these things should not be encouraged. Come on, man. It should not be encouraged, right? And I know that they are basically doing these things because they are all going for Elon Musk money, Mark's money, because you go viral, because people are engaging with your platform and stuff like that, you make more money. Do you make more money at the detriment of the society? Because again, people will learn from what they see. Kids will grow up and then they pick these attributes. They pick these attributes. They pick all of these social learnings I would refer to, and then they grow up with they grow up with that. At the end of the day, what then becomes of the society that will grow up to? When kids grow with this mindset, will they be able to adapt? Won't they face challenges when the reality of what it takes to exist, to live, hits them in the face? And that is one. The second one is, why do you have to drag prominent persons who are known to be you said you're fighting a cause in the society. And I'm referring specifically to the case of Very Dark Man, right? You say you're fighting a cause, and then you now drag a prominent person who is also an activist, who has been fighting for just cause
Right.
all in his entire life, and then you drag them because you want popularity for an incident that has been brought to you. What stops you from basically picking up your phone and getting in touch with these people to say, this is what and it's called fact checking, to say, this is it. Please, what is your opinion about this? Can you clarify? Because I'm going to put these materials out there. You understand? And not do it. I think certain things are done out of ignorance. And we must begin to point people to that fact and get them to understand that these things, though prevalent, but it is not the right way to live.
Yeah. I agree with you absolutely. My reservation to what you just said is this.
Okay.
The fact that somebody's being on a good cause or driving a good cause does not also mean that for whatever reason he or she cannot go bad in other areas.
Yeah.
Take for example Falana. He's done so greatly for our country, Africa. He's done a lot for us in terms of freedom fighting, in terms of making sure that everybody gets to see or gets a part of the national cake. Like he's done a lot for Pan-Africanism in general. I get that, but it doesn't also mean that he cannot go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And if he goes wrong, and that's where the biggest problem is a lot of times. We take people as our messiah to
But we're not saying
he
went wrong.
Yeah,
allegedly. The allegations are merely allegations.
Do you understand? So a lot of times when we see someone as though he's our messiah, like he's been leading us, we do not want to check that person anymore.
Yeah.
And it's even happening everywhere in the world. It's happening in all spaces. It's happening in our religion, amongst our religious people.
Yes,
because you're a leader, you're a head, does not mean that you cannot go wrong.
There you go.
Just so you know, like your dad, who's been a role model at some point in my life, like I know things that my dad did, and I'm like,
Yeah, bro, you did that.
Like, if you were another man somewhere, I feel knock you. I'm going to disrespect you for this thing you just did.
Yes.
And that's my point.
Yes.
So, but that is one. But I'm not so saying that VDM was right or wrong.
Yes.
If what he's saying is right, then he's right. I do have the information. If what he's saying
we
is
don't
wrong,
have that.
he's
Yes.
wrong.
Yes.
But so you raised one very important point, and I'm really deep on that. For those of you who do not know me, like people just see me like, an entertainer. I'm doing a lot, and I'm driving more towards being a strong Pan-African. Like I think is where everybody should be, because the system has created us. When I mean system, I mean government and the people.
Not
Just like
Not
government
just,
and the people.
Yeah, sure.
The system has made everybody so individualistic to the point where we just care about, we want to make that money now, but we do not necessarily care about the impact on anybody.
There you go.
You see what he was saying, he was talking about how at the end of the day, for individual gains, those people's cider budge is getting that traffic, and of course converting that traffic to money.
Yep.
And that is also again a product of a failed system, rather. If none of these people are talentless, some of these people are also wise. When you talk to them in real life, you feel like these guys are smart. But
well, how come they're being stupid?
So it's adult. So it is born out of smartness. Also know that I've been smart. I've been this way for too long, and I'm still suffering. Why not just confuse them a bit?
Exactly.
But I get you. So for societal reasons, for societal growth or development, I agree with you that those things should be controlled. But more importantly, and I'm going to back this up with lots of shows we watch on TV. There are, I'm not going to mention names because I'm a fan of even those shows that do not necessarily make sense to me. We have shows that do not teach you anything.
True.
Like fact, do not teach you anything. and the winner goes home with a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like a lot of money
Like
to,
a lot,
to start up his
yes.
life or have like a change life
Yes.
economically.
Yeah.
Now, but we on the other hand, we also have shows that they are quite impacting, like the picnic show, the cowbell show. There are Titans. Over the very recently, like Titan, the Titans, and my favorite show. What is it? The name of this show again?
Well, you mentioned
And it's your favorite.
Lions Den.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good one. That's
Yes.
a good one.
You know.
Yes.
You see that when they started, people were not going for those shows because I can remember the last time, maybe when you win your cowbell PDR stuff, I don't know, maybe it's 1 million naira or 2 million they give to you.
Yeah, sure.
Meanwhile, someone goes to, do nothing but, create content that services the entire, and they're going with, so,
As high as
exactly. So
10x,
for me, you were talking about controlling those people so you don't put out content that do not have like sustainable societal gains. I would rather say that the people who have those ideas, like the guys who created the Titans, who have great ideas, should also, we should do more. If you think that people are doing bad things, like we have like 10 people in this room, you are doing 1 bad thing, 2 bad things, 3 bad things, 4 bad things, 5 bad things. You cannot sit down and be like, oh, stop doing bad things. No. You do more good things. If you do more good things, you would. I tell you for free, it would even overshadow, or it would not even make those bad things really show. And it's everywhere in the world. Check elections too. It's the same way bad people come out for election. Like, oh, this guy, you that have sense, right? You don't come out.
Yeah, exactly.
But you let me that don't have sense come out.
And then
why did you vote for them? Why did you vote for them? You that have sense, who did you vote for?
Exactly.
They were probably in their room meeting like.
Saying that it's a dirty
election.
Yes.
So it just do more good, and you reduce the effect of the bad things.
And then I think I quite align with you on that perfectly. Do more good things.
Yeah.
But the good things takes time. Or the good things take time.
Every good thing
takes time.
They take time.
Just like your podcast now.
And people,
it's a good one.
And people are basically not. I think that the patience level is so low that you want to peak as fast as possible.
People are hungry now. People are hungry.
So that's the thing. That's the thing.
Which patience? You're hungry.
I feel like it's kind of like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Because we talk about being ethical and moral, but you don't even have the space when you're hungry.
We don't have the space.
You need to feed first. Then you can now start talking about being good and someone will be fed.
You understand?
It's the person that is fed that can think straight.
Yeah.
When you're hungry, obviously you're not thinking straight.
And again, which points to the fact that our leaders need to do more.
Right.
Our leaders need to do more, because if we have a better society, we have better government institutions that are working very well. You have proper education. The reason why we're seated here in the studio is because we're properly trained. Right? That's one. Then secondly, we had good education. And then thirdly, we were able to build on ourselves, right? And then for that reason, I don't think that even you, with your project, with the works that you have done, if you are touted with some of these things that we're talking about, that these influencers, quote unquote, do, I don't think you wouldn't have a second thought whether you want to do it or not, right? And it's as a result of the failed system and society that we currently experience, and failed leadership, that we're doing that. But in all of this, the government has to do more, so that feed the people, so that they can have a good thinking mind. Provide the enabling environment so that people can fend for themselves. And the dollar chasing would reduce at the end of the day. Right? So this note, we go on a short break. We'll be back.
We will be back.
Have the conversation. Thank you.
Okay.
Welcome back. Yes, if you just, maybe you scrolled on your screen to this point, we've been discussing clout chasing and social media. How far is too far?
Yeah.
And we have our amiable guest, superpower in the house. Akeem is in the entertainment industry, a model and an actor. We've been talking about clout chasing. So much has been said. You can just rewind back if you want and maybe scroll back and then you can pick the conversation from there.
Yep.
We're back, Lola.
Yes.
What do you have for me?
Yes. Oh yes, I know. You've been talking about being moral and ethical and doing the right thing. But who help? Who has that good behavior helps? You see, people do these things because they are trying to achieve a certain objective. If you go straight and narrow, even scripture says the straight and narrow way is not popular. You get why.
But it's the right way.
It's the right way. But is it paying you? Is it paying you? Your bills are waiting. Expenses are waiting. Life is waiting generally. So is the straight and narrow really helping?
It pains to be very honest. Like it pains me a lot of times when so Nigeria, Africa, we as blacks we have gone through a lot, and we are at the point where we just have to be collective in how we think or what we put out. But again, this guys also condition us to not behave well, and I say with the full authority, like if we were comfortable and we can even afford the basic things of life, some of these guys can think, well, they know what they are doing, they're just doing what they are doing and if you check every industry, talk about music industry, we know songs that are really brilliant in terms of content,
melodies, in terms of lyrics, in terms of production, sound and everything.
Change your life. And the other hand, we also have songs that we just do vibes and inshallah. But
which ones top the charts?
For societal gains and development, one is we should all listen to songs made from songs that has content, talking about our struggles and how we can better them.
And even Buju Banton referred to
Afrobeat
recently to say
in music to promote
fights for
But you know why his argument is clear, right? But is it achievable? Maybe no. You know why? So again, we have been conditioned not to think well. We are already suffering. We're already sober by virtue of what we go through, right? So if we're already here, we just sing this song that will make us
dance away your sorrows.
You've hit the nail on the head. That's just it. It's therapy.
So exactly. So a lot of even films, like we have films. We know producers in Nigeria they will make films for us, and we know this film. Whenever we hear their names, we know these films will make us think and will probably change the way we think in several ways. But those films will need more. You now need more money to do PR to get it across to the world. Meanwhile, you could just do another film that you need to do PR for every film. Don't get me wrong, but some will naturally sell itself by virtue of distractions. I call them distractions. You don't have any value to it, but at least you just I want to see big she's but that's in that film they fuck. They're not sorry for the effort, but people go to watch films because they hear that a particular actor is naked in the film.
Oh yes, of course, yes.
And you see that's where we are right now.
Yes.
And it's not like where abroad that you see Hollywood and American government are like this. Like everything they want to put out, what America wants to do in the next 5-10 years.
You see it's projected in Hollywood.
Yes. So people know that this game. Before Obama became the black president, they don't put down for film. It goes soon happen. No? You see how they are. A
social condition.
Or they're already putting our minds to it. Yeah. But here it's like governments like this, we are like this. They don't even talk to us.
Exactly.
Like they don't talk to us enough.
In fact, they don't even talk to you. You, the citizens don't even hear them. Listen.
So take for example, if the government wanted to put something out, it's just musicians, from producers, let them be in the know of what they, like where we are headed.
Yes.
So this kind of
It is when you
Show
get
them the
grants
direction.
from the government
That's what I'm saying. Of course, see, you won't come in if you want your advice on what I'm going to do. You have to give me money. Like, you have to give me money to do these things for us.
Exactly.
The money is there for everybody to spend. So if you think that, okay, now we are tilting towards agriculture, right? If that's where we are
the
going,
direction, yes.
the direction,
Yes.
nothing stops you from making like dropping a lot of money. You know, let's make film like on agric. Each film you watch, you're talking about agric. It's intentional.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
We're
very
already
intentional.
programming people.
Okay.
If Nigeria
Yes.
wants, if the government right now we've lost hope in, like we don't trust our police anymore, and we still have good policemen, but we just have like a lot of like bad ones and the good ones.
Yeah.
If the government is willing to put us to the point where we trust police,
Yeah.
it's not difficult.
It isn't.
Just drop big money. We'll shoot a film, like a big budget film on crime, and we'll show how Nigerian police combated it. Simple. The trust will come
See?
again. There's some people start saying, are you sure in Nigeria? This is not possible. That police will collect bribe. Another film will come. We'll do the same thing again. That man will be offered a bribe. He will not take it. That's how we change the narrative. In our minds, it starts to change. We see policemen rescuing people. You know, we see our army fighting for people. Not like this every time. Nigerian police always collecting bribe every time. You know, but but that's our reality. That is our reality. You know.
So I can say, Lola, to your point, you say whether doing the right thing, whether they pay the bills,
Yeah.
who help,
Yeah.
those that precede us did the right thing, not because they want to benefit.
Who did the right thing?
Choose your words
From-
carefully.
Who did the right thing?
Huh?
Who are those who did the right thing?
Choose your words wisely.
You have teachers who taught you. You think I'm going to go for your leaders?
No,
or
exactly.
mention
So
names?
you had teachers.
Okay,
but
just
Who
chill,
did
they
the
tell
right
teachers
thing?
that their reward is in heaven.
Like, who did the right thing? Like I just want to know like example of who did the right thing. Because in my opinion, our fathers failed us.
Okay.
Our
It depends
fathers failed
again.
us.
Okay, chill.
That discussion is why.
Yeah, that's a
In
very.
my
It depends on.
opinion,
It depends on the perspective that you're looking at it from.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
so
failed us on the aspect of not speaking out.
but I think that yes,
Yeah.
they failed in the aspect of not
And
speaking
also
up.
not
Yeah.
enabling
But I
us
also
the way
think that
were
they
enabled.
succeeded in imbibing the right attitude.
Hello.
Morals.
Are you talking about today's society?
Morals. I said those that precede us.
Right. Okay.
Okay, I'm not talking about the today parents.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so these are I'm not using parents as a blanket word, but I'm basically saying that those that precede us. For instance, is every communication there is an adage that comes with it, and these things are reinforced by repetition. Okay, that these you don't. I know what you can do, Lola. I
Is
know
that
what you
so?
can do, Akeem.
You will not be too sure, but
Is
yeah.
that so?
I know what I can do. There are things that I can vouch for. There are other things that I cannot vouch for,
Okay.
right?
Is those
And it's the reason why we are here.
These are the things.
Do you get? It's the reason why we're in the same space. Trust me. Because if we're far apart, we won't be in the same space in the first
Actually,
instance.
yeah.
Right? So the values were inculcated and then it became part and parcel. And it's what we're building and thriving on today. Right? These are sacrifices made. Our parents may have failed. And you cannot win in all sphere.
Right.
My point is, doing the right thing itself is sacrifice. It's something that you need to come to terms with. To say, on this, I am not going to. It's the reason why people like Dora Aquili, of her blessed memory, stood her ground on what is right, This should be the core influencers. In fact, even her death should influence and inspire a whole lot of us. Why are we not paying attention to people like this? They made sacrifices for you doing the right thing. The reason why you will not take 100 million naira bribe, not because who you can collect the money, right? And do the biddings of those who are offering you that lump sum at the end of the day. But the question is, rejecting it means that you are sacrificing the gains when you pick that money to saying, you know what, I will not do this and go waste your money. What I'm trying to point out in all of this is that sticking to the right thing itself is sacrifice. And people need to understand to say, you know what, I will sacrifice whatever it takes to ensure that I have a better society where the kids who are growing up would look and say, yes, this is how we should go as a nation, as a people, as a society. Sacrifice is important.
Sacrifice.
I agree. I mean, well said.
So I don't know. I'm just speaking my mind.
Yeah, like you. So your point is very clear. You're just very clear about, you're more concerned about where we as a nation, as a people, where we should be headed.
Come on, man. We have Stella Dadavo.
But
you get the doctor had to do what she had to do to save Nigerians. Nobody is even talking about her, but she sacrificed herself.
who's supposed to talk about her?
Okay, so she was able to identify, even with pressure to allow the patient live. She insisted, and that was how Nigeria truly came to terms and understand that there is already Ebola in the system. She could as well succumbed to pressure and allow. And do you know how many persons would have lost their lives?
Yeah.
During
It would have been a
Ebola?
disaster, actually. Yeah.
Given how densely populated your country is and the close contact that we currently encounter. These are people.
I agree with you.
So I'm saying that we cannot rubbish the sacrifices of these icons in our society for people. And people, we need to point out these things so that even the cloud chasers should sheath their sword. Is that the appropriate word for it?
Yeah.
And understand that we all have a society to protect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I get your point. So, you see, a lot of time when I speak on anything,
Yeah, sure.
So, because of where I'm coming from, you just spoke about somebody who did a very great job, right? I would expect that. I'm sure if you call like 10 people on the road now and ask them about the same lady, they better would know this person, right? So, we're supposed to promote them, these people, like our TV stations, radio stations.
Okay.
Who owns these TV and radio stations?
Uh-huh.
They're the same people who we're trying to run from, either their affiliates or their friends or families. So there's just really little we can do from the bottom. I tell you for free. I tell you for free. The people, the political elites and the economic elites are family, like the friends.
Yeah, and even
and it's
the religion.
they're friends.
Like
And
clique.
it's the economic elite who is supposed to put us on the right direction. I tell you for free, government can do just a little. There's no way in the world government builds the country.
No.
It is the economic
Actually,
elite that builds.
Yeah.
It's only in Africa you see that.
The government is trying to.
The richest man, richest people in Nigeria. You cannot talk about what they are inventing, like what they created. they just they are in the services, this thing. They're like middlemen,
Right.
you know. So we're really. So I don't want us to be. We as Africans, we have gone through a lot already. Like you and I here.
Oh yeah,
We know what we have gone through. So we cannot leave the nation building to us. Like it's responsibilities of our leaders. But for me, I keep saying, you see our political elites, I just leave them, do your thing. I'm not happy with them. But our economic elites, like the owners of our, the CEOs of our bank, the MDs of our banks, the MDs of our organizations, organizations, all of those people, like these top guys, what are they doing? What are they doing? Like, what are they doing? What is, what did mention the, okay, what is the use of, I don't want to mention brands now, but what is the use of owning go to telecommunications, right?
Okay.
Why can we not have like calls cheaper than what we already have? I'm not saying it's sustainable, you know, but why can we not have it?
And you're going to have increments coming soon,
you know,
so
that's even going higher.
You understand? So what is the use? If take for example, and this is not me trying to call anybody out.
No, don't call.
You know, like for brands, like if brands are not Nigerian owned or it's not African owned, okay, do your thing. You're trying to exploit us. But we as Africans, anything we own, let it be more for nation building development as against making money. That's why these guys just want to make money. Look at our banks. Look at our banks. Like look at our banks. What is the interest rate on loans, and what is the interest rate for people who save?
What the banks will tell you at the end of the day is basically that they are not the one that gives the monetary policy that the CBN does. And then they adjust the monetary policies to reflect current economic realities.
It's just fallacy. You know what is fallacy?
Why is it fallacy?
The central bank cannot exist
if there are no banks.
Without commercial bank. Central bank is to control what the commercial banks are doing. So if there's no commercial bank, what's central bank doing?
Then what are you regulating? Yes.
They are friends. Like CBN governors and the bank MDs are friends. Like they're always together. That's why you see former commercial banks governor, MD would one day become CBN governor. They are people. They are the same people.
Pretty much.
So let's begin to bring a wrap up and then bring this conversation. I think that this conversation has been eye-opening.
Right.
I tell you. And is the reason why we have the Lighthouse Convos. Bringing thought-provoking conversations like this to the people and building a sustainable audience and changing the narrative at the end of the day. For me, I think that how far cloud chasing is too far. In my opinion, I think that people should not use dark PR as a marketing tool. I am a marketer, and I would not, first of all, advise either as a consultant for a brand or as an executor of a project prescribe dark PR or marketing, either for corporate or personal brand as a way of building this. There are ethics, and the ethics needs to be followed, and there is a reason why ethics are instituted, right? And people should realize this. And those who are in the act of chasing money, chasing Elon Musk dollars, Mark and YouTube should realize that it will come back to bite them, and it will bite them so hard that they look back and say, if I had known, maybe I shouldn't take this channel. While we went on break, there was a backroom conversation of someone who, again, was in favor of a particular profession and advertised, retracted, went clean, came back, realized that it wasn't paying off, and now she's back to doing.
She's not born again.
She's no longer a born again.
You mean the world's oldest profession?
The world's oldest profession, right? And the truth is, people should understand this, that whether we like it or not, sacrifices need to be made. And you spoke about that not too long ago by saying that people needs to, that the people needs to build a better society, right?
Yeah.
And societies are built by the economic class.
Yeah.
And it means that there has to be sacrifice. I don't know if I can use things that you are displaying would come. A day will come when your kids will question your character as a parent, to say, we saw your videos out there. How would you feel when your kids would watch all the nasty things? Because the internet
unfortunately,
never forgets.
The kids will be nastier than you, so they don't ask you.
Well,
I'm sure you not do as much as the kids will do. So you not bother. In their mind, you're an SU, you didn't even do anything. Trust me.
Right?
Trust
and
me.
the cycle continues like
You
that.
know, so it gets worse. It's not like it's getting better. So it gets worse. So I don't about kids.
Okay.
They'll be fine.
Just forget. Well, I would say balance is required, because I know there are
Balance is
some
required.
times when you really do need to sell that controversy.
Yeah.
But I think the point that has been made extensively here today is don't cross the lines
Yeah.
of ethics. Of course, there are certain things you shouldn't say
Mhm,
and all
mhm,
that.
mhm,
But I
mhm.
won't rule it out altogether. I would say it's definitely necessary in some instances. Just sell one or two things. People will talk about it and all that. But guess what? Everybody moves on.
Everybody moves on.
So they've talked about it. You are now popular, and everybody goes to the
Okay,
next
so,
thing. So yeah.
I mean, we have people who are famous who do not. We have people who are famous, but they couldn't convert their fame to,
There you
money
go.
or
Yes.
any form of monetary
Yes.
value.
Yes.
So for me, like in general, just to wrap up, I do what you have to do. To be honest, do yourself, do what you have to do, but don't lose yourself.
Don't lose yourself.
When you're trying to do what you want to do, because I know that everybody chasing clout here and there is because they are doing it for a reason.
Yeah.
So, but if it serves that purpose, maybe for individualistic reasons,
Yes.
yeah. But if it serves that purpose, do what you want to do. Do what you have to do.
Do what you have to do.
But I'll just encourage you all to think, be more innovative. The more skills you acquire, the lesser time you would have to chase cloud.
True.
Trust me,
True.
when you're there trying to do something real, like you never have time to chase clouds and all of these things. And the people are promoters, the people who promote this content, or people who chase cloud.
Yeah.
Like they have other news you could have heard. They will not aid. They want you to come and pay them for your aids.
Exactly.
So the one way they don't send them messages.
Elizabeth.
So what are we
Exactly.
talking about? And it's because the owners of these places are still the families and friends of the economic elite or the political elites. That's what I'm saying. So it's
all the same.
So my brother, let's drink water.
All right. Let's drink water.
Nice,
High five.
nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you
So
very
much.
much.
Thank you.
I hope that you have been able to learn one or two things from this episode.
Or more than two.
1 and 2, because I'm 1, she's 2, and then there's 3. Yes, so if you like our comments, you like this episode, please share, subscribe, and follow us on all our socials at the LHC, which is the Lighthouse Convos. On this note, we'll say a big thank you to everyone who has been part of this production. And again, shout out to the GM Lawanson Studios.
Yeah.
We are currently shooting for. Thank you.
Peace out.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Bye.
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 Yeah.